Hey, what's going on, everyone? Gonna go ahead and go live, even though most of the other guys who are going to join are not here. I just want to make sure that I don't wait too long, as is. So, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple things I got. This was something that hey, what's going on, Titus? Something I got from, oops, hopefully I didn't have that not covered up. Theo from Sports Cards 24/7 won one of his prizes when he was doing his 1K, when he hit 1K. So I got this pretty cool Trey Lance Chronicles card. What's going on, Parker? Dearman, Clinton, Mountain Family. Hope everyone's well. It'll be a short and sweet rip. I mean, 36 packs. I guess aside from me babbling after each card, this is another thing I just picked up in a Passes Live auction. Nice Dick Allen rookie. I have a few of them somewhere. I just can't find them. I mean, like literally I have like probably 15 or 20 of them somewhere in a box, but it isn't where all the other vintage I have is. So I don't know. I can't imagine selling them, but who knows? Weirder things have happened. So hope everyone's having an excellent Wednesday, hump day. Hump day. Got to get through it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. My setup is a little bit weird. Camera is kind of far off, and this time around I'm going to wear the headphones. You know, this way there's no, as I move in or out of the location for the camera it doesn't get a lower volume. Here's the nice Donruss shrink wrap. It's got weird discoloration to it. Kind of dig it. It's like the top loads that I collect. I like this, but I'm not going to keep this. Okay, I'm weird. I'm not that weird. Speaking of which, I do want to show those off real quick to those who were like, "What are you talking about?" So this is just like amongst the oddball things that I collect. I collect stickers, sticker cards. This is my pride and joy. Just oddball holders, either scuffed up horribly, different fonts, promo card holder, error card, just ones you don't see often, and then these horribly yellow-orange holders, just absolutely nasty, but for some reason, I'm into them. All right. So there's a little bit for you guys to like me a lot less. I'm kidding. Yeah, Clinton, that Trout was quite the amazing card. If you guys haven't seen it, check out Striker's break from yesterday. He pulled a really sick Trout. So let me move these out of the way. I'm going to also check out the channel. I'm going to announce some different giveaways. I'm kind of going to redo what I currently have. The push for 1K is real, but it's literally only going up like 50 in the last 2 or 3 months. And in order to promote that better, I think I'm going to go for like a 750, maybe a 850, and then the 1K, just to incrementally do something with the promotions. because they're getting stagnant. So as you know, this is the chase for the Elite cards. I think I put the numbers up on there that these are the Elite cards came 1 per case. Now it could have been any of the ones that were numbered to a 10,000, as well as the Ryan Sandberg autograph, which I believe was numbered to 5,000. I'm not sure if it was serial numbered or hand numbered because I really haven't had that card before. But we got a nice Jose Offerman rated rookie, Lou Whitaker, Glenn Wilson. There's a Diamond Kings of Bob Welch, Sammy Sosa, second year, Hal Morris, Andre Dawson, the Hawk, and Lance Parrish. Puzzle pieces galore. I have I have a box somewhere with like I somehow inherited like 5,000 count full of puzzle pieces, and my plan was to put them all together and then do art over the top of them, whether it be painting or paint pen. I still plan to do that, but I guess there's no time like the present. What's going on? Theo, I just was talking about your giveaway. I got the, wherever it's at, on the floor here. Got the card, so thank you, and congrats again on 1K. What's going on, Big Rays? So we got a Storm Davis, ooh, Kevin McReynolds, Derek May, that's a throwback to, since I'm a Cubs fan, rated rookie, Mike Heath, Lenny Harris, Dave Smith, and look, Dave Stieb, Diamond Kings. This was the year that they kind of just, it wasn't like super close up, which actually I kind of prefer. Some of the sets were like super close to their face, and it was kind of distracting. Right, Theo, this reminds me of working in a card shop, and all the people that would come in with the packs they open and be like, hey, I want to sell my collection. Oh, we got the Omen, Chris Sabo, Devin White, Paul Osmacher, Dennis Lamp, nice Tom Glavine, and Dave Johnson. I mean, it's a shame they really printed so many of these because this is a sharp set in my mind. I'm kind of partial to 86 Donruss and those blue borders, whereas this is a lighter blue, but I still dig it. Let me see if I can't get that shine off of the cards. I think it's going to be something that's going to happen for a while, but I did pick these up. I don't know if you all have seen these before. So I'm going to have these for my for the lighting. And no, I'm not going to have it flash different colors or anything like that. It has all sorts of stuff that you can set up. I'm mainly looking to use it as a regular light. And hopefully it won't be as bad as the ring lights. What's going on, Beast? John, how you doing? And also John, Autograph Fisherman, the angler of autographs. So I always said this Ivan Calderon, but I don't know if it's that or Ivan Calderon because I've heard it both ways. Mark Langston, good old Joe Girardi in his Cubs catching days. Cecil Fielder, highlights. Cal Ripken, Manny Lee, and then more of the, oh, I didn't realize. So Perez did this, who's a very famous sports illustrator. Many different products, Topps and Donruss used his artwork. All right. Ellis Burks, another person that ended up on the Rockies, with Joe Girardi being another one during the expansion draft. Ron Karkovice, Walt Weiss, Terry Bross, never heard of him. Tom Henke, never heard of you, never heard of you. And Julio Franco, no, I've heard of him, but those who have watched the video know what I'm talking about. All right, that's a cool one. Again, probably not worth more than a nickel, maybe 10 cents. Nolan Ryan 1991 highlights card. Got a tremendous amount of information about his highlights from the previous year. There's Wade Boggs in a Boston uniform still, which is good. Billy Ripken, Mike Moore, Todd Stottlemyre, Gary Carter with the Giants, man. This is like weird to see him in that uniform. Charlie Huff, Mike Pagliarulo, and Randy Johnson, the big unit himself, kicking that gigantic chicken wing leg up in the air. So I'll have to like do an update once I get some of the puzzle pieces together. There's a Diamond Kings with Barry Bonds, and yeah, this is all the way zoomed out, so not an extreme close-up of the face like most of them. There's Carlton Fisk highlights, Omar Vizquel, Jim Leyritz, Don Slott, Al Newman, and Edgar Diaz. Kevin McReynolds again. I think we got that's our second one. So I was telling everybody who was in here earlier, the odds on the elites are 1 per case. So I think I said it was like 1 in, was it like 700 and some? There's a Lenny Dykstra, Diamond Kings, nails before or during all of his shenanigans. That's nice. Carlton Fisk laying down a bunt. Dave Stewart. Mark Lewis. And Will Clark. Will the Thrill. Kevin Reamer. Wow. It's always great to see like a lot of these names because, man, you really don't think about those players who had like maybe a couple-year career unless you go back and you hit these. Storm Davis. Tom Foley. And there's another Derek May. So I have got 2 Derek Mays now. I can retire. Mike Heath, Lenny Harris, yucking it up with somebody. Rudy. And there's Dave Steve again. And Yvonne Calderon. You know what's one thing I did not check is the beer or cigarette ads in the background. Shout out to A Pass is Alive. Those tended to be put on like many different cards during the 90s as they, I don't know, they didn't really care too much about that. Now they do. It seems like you can't have anything like that on a card. There's Bip Roberts, Scott Borland, Scott Burkhead, Jeff King, Dan Gladden, and Vaughn Hayes. Did not see. These are all like very, the way the background is in these cards, most of them, unless they're a portrait, are really blurry. I agree, John. I'm a fan of, especially this year's Diamond Kings, because it's not a super close-up. So we got Gerald Clark, Kurt Stillwell. There's a big unit highlights card. Pete O'Brien, Brian Smith, Don Mattingly, R.J. Reynolds, Dickie Thon, and Paul Molitor. So I probably should have thought of this ahead of time, but I didn't. Give me a second to get a bag. So I believe I have 10 or 12 different boxes from obviously different cases for the Donruss. So it's my hope I hit at least one. What's going on, Johnny? I'd hate to disappoint by, continually opening this for you guys, and the best card I get is a 91 Donruss Nolan Ryan. Boy, those corners, I think I just did that. There's Wally Backman, Chris Bosio, David Cohn, Brian Harper. Yeah, these are really nice Diamond Kings. I don't know if they use Perez on the current ones. Does anybody else know which artists they use? I mean, I would imagine that as the years went on, he was more and more expensive for them to enlist his services. So we got Billy Hatcher, Mark Langston, another Joe Girardi, Cecil Fielder highlights, Luis Rivera, Cal Ripken, Steve Bedrosian. I think they did a really good job of changing the exposure. Oh, gross. Some kind of bug came out of that pack. Yeah, lovely. Having the background blurred out a little bit, and it just could be that they were, after the whole Billy Ripken thing, a little bit more focused on making sure that the cards were made for kids. John, these are the first ones you bought? Wow, that's awesome. Did you buy them in an LCS, John, or it's like a Target or something? There's a Greg Jeffries, Kevin Seitzer, Andres Galarraga, the big cat. And look, there's a turned around card. They tried to start this out early. Delano DeShields, Bernard Gilkey, rated rookie, Alan Tramwell, Mike Scioscia, two catchers, or excuse me, a shortstop and a catcher. And there's Barry Larkin with his hat dropped a little bit low to maybe keep the sun out of his eyes. It just kind of makes his head and face look weird, but I get what they're doing. Corner store, nice. First basketball stuff I bought was from 7-Eleven. Jordan second year stuff, and it was like 50 or 75 cents a pack. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it wasn't too expensive. Daryl Boston. Oh, nice. Nice Ryan Sandberg. I wonder if they drew any of these images directly from the cards or use that as what they made it off of, because the previous card with Rhino had him in that stance, not so close up though. There's George Brett, Dennis Oil Can Boyd, Lloyd Mosby, and there's a all-star Jose Canseco, which is part of the regular set. I was just going to say, I think that most of those are. Leo Gomez, who at one time or another was a major prospect, surprisingly. Yeah, I remember that, Johnny. I remember when Costco and Sam's Club had pallets of sports cards. This was just before the strike year. And then after that, they didn't have any. They're probably all gun shy because they probably lost a lot on those. There's Lance McCullers, Fernando Valenzuela, and Ken Griffey, All-Star. That's cool. Derek Bell, rookie, who had somewhat of a career, more than just a cup of coffee. Greg Hibbard. And there's the next Omen, which is still Chris Sabo. Keeps popping up. I was watching a video earlier. As someone who had only a couple different videos, but it's a guy in New York, and he made it in, I think, 2016. And it's another chase that I want to do, which is for the Score Joe DiMaggio or the Mantle. He got the DiMaggio out of a pack. Pretty crazy. There's Bip again. Jeff King. Von Hayes. Let me take a drink of water real quick. So where, everybody else, where did you get your first packs and what were they? I'd be curious to know. I always bought sticker packs when I was younger, so I think the first packs I got were in the early 80s, the sticker books from, I think it was Panini, and I did those every year up until 84, where I was given a bunch of them, so I guess I really didn't buy one until the following year. I was given a set from a friend who was in the Boy Scouts with. He gave me the 84 top set, and then my first pack, which sat in a sock drawer, because that's just where you kept things, I guess, from my generation. First pack, which sat in that drawer, still within the pack, like the wax packs and everything, the cards sat in there so it didn't get ruined, was a 1985 Mark McGwire Olympic card, which I ended up using to trade for much of my collection. So John, your first pack was an 87 OPC hockey. Nice. Garbage Pail, 86 7-Eleven for Clinton. Very cool, guys. There's a Ken Caminiti, Randy Myers, Brian Harvey, Mark Grace, Steve Avery, and a Ramon Martinez. Pedro's not so famous, but at the time, he was the more collectible brother of the two. I can remember Ramon Martinez cards just being super hot at different time. Maybe only in the first couple years of his career, but Pedro won out with consistency. He was still, lights out too. There's Dennis Lamp. We got the Budweiser sign. Bing. I'm sure that John has that one, but if not, I'll put it aside for him. Tom Glavine. Another Nails card, Diamond King. Carlton Fisk and Dave Stewart, Mark Lewis, rated rookie. So yeah, I'm getting the same ones here. We're about halfway through. You were chasing Hextall? Nice, dude. I think the first ones for hockey that I ever bought were actually in 86, 87. And obviously we only had tops. We didn't have any of the OPC. And that was at we had an ice hockey rink. But they had the 78, 79, 79, 80, all of those packs available. And they were only like maybe a quarter more each year. Like that was the only premium they went up. So I bought a bunch of those when I was younger. While they lasted, I think that I don't know if they got wise to it or if like more people started collecting it or someone came by and bought them all. There's the Diamond Kings checklist. I like that. Checklist for everything back then. It's Greg Maddox. 86 tops from Safeway. Nice. I have many memories of Safeway, Johnny, for the Shaq rookie era. because for some reason they, out of all of the Colorado grocery stores, were the one that carried like a tremendous amount of sports cards, whereas like King Supers and I can't think of what else, but not everybody had basketball. But it was, there was a lot of hype around Shaq. So I can just remember pulling cards, and at the time in Beckett, some of them were like $100, like for the Fleer Ultra, the one with all the little faces on it. Another Ryan Sandberg, Diamond Kings, George Brett, Oil Can. So this is a repeat of that pack. We got Jose All-Star and Leo Gomez. All right, so let me get this. Yeah, that'd be nice, John, if there was. It's gotten to the point where the manufacturers want their take, and that's why we're kind of seeing that at all levels. I mean, you got it starting with the manufacturers to the distributors, unless they're direct to the card shop owner, but the card shop owner also charges more depending, like even if he got his allocation at a certain price, he's not going to sell it for that. He's going to sell it for the price that it's going for at that time. Then you got the people who are like ripping, or not even ripping flips, but the people who go to like Target and they get the retail, and then they'll sell that back to the card shop owner, which there's a smaller markup for them because they end up having to pay like 70 to 60% of whatever they're going for on like eBay and other places. And then it comes to us, the collector. And by that time, there's so many people that have had their piece of the pie that it's tough for us to, as the final person holding the card, to be that person that's holding something that's worthwhile. Hey, what's up, Fraylin? Sorry if that sounded negative. It's not necessarily negative about the industry. It's just that it cannot sustain itself doing that. Got a Brooke Jacoby, Matt Noakes, Melito Perez. That old Sox logo, just love it. I mean, it's so basic, but it's like the logo man for the NBA. I mean, it works. Brett Butler, Dickie Thon, and Paul Molitor. So Fraylin, question for you. Everybody else in here is kind of answered, but what was the first product and year that you got a wax pack? And if you don't remember, no worries. I'm just engaging you guys in some conversation. There's Will Clark again. So I guess the odds of actually getting repeats are pretty high, considering this is Series 1, which was like 300 and some cards. So you're guaranteed to definitely double up. I put Larkin on top here. I have these little stands out, but I don't know what I'm thinking. I guess if I were to hit the Elite, I'd be like, then I could put it on a stand and put it in a top load because nothing else really, belongs there. Upper Deck 1990, nice. I actually have, I put it in the description, but I'm not sure if you guys read it, but I've hit an Elite card and it was like a really weird fluky thing. I was kind of out of the card business for a while and went to a Diamond Shamrock, and they had packs of 92 Donruss, and I still have the card, but I bought one pack, was opening them, and I hit the Dave Winfield Elite. There's Roger Clemens Diamond King, pretty cool. So I was like totally stoked. Ever since then, I've wanted to like recreate that feeling because I was definitely out of the card industry. I mean, I had my PC collection, but I wasn't like working in a shop. I wasn't doing shows. And then that just like brought me back in because it was like reliving the first time I ever opened a pack and the excitement. John, the set of 91, not really, or the Elite stuff. I'm just wanting to pull some. I'm not like, I haven't chased them down. I love those cards, and those are cards that would stay in my PC. There's Mark Grace, Steve Avery, another Ramon Martinez, and there's an actual checklist, got the yellow background. But yeah, because the ones that I'm going to put together, oops, I'm dropping everything. The ones I'm going to put together for this series, there's ones from 91, 92, 93, and I think 94. So I'll be hitting all of those at different times. Greg Jeffries. Big Cat again. Got Bernard Gilkey, Tramwell. And another Barry Larkin. Nice. Got 2 of those. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go for the set. I'm sure I could easily put the set together, though, John. So we got Jerry Brown, Bob Welch, Diamond King, Sammy Sosa. So yeah, we're hitting the same ones. There's a Nolan Ryan highlights, Wade Boggs, and Jim Presley. Looks like, what's this, 8 packs to go? Yeah, 8 more packs. Fraylin, I've been collecting since the early 80s. Long time. That's why I have 3 storage units full of cards. Yet I open more. That's like a call for help, I think. But I just enjoy opening them and hanging out with everybody and talking sports. So, Doc, the big get is I'm going for the Elite cards. They're only 1 per case. So I'm not saying each open is going to be amazing, but if we hit an Elite, that'll be quite amazing for me. And there's also like a Ryan Sandberg, which was the second autograph in like a major league product that came out in this set as well. Hensley Mullins, who was at one time a huge Yankees prospect. Craig Biggio, nice. Diamond King. And Dave Stewart highlight. Dave Stewart, oh, this isn't like a centered on, but I don't think he ever smiled. Ever. Yeah, Fraylin, it's good and bad. I don't know. I'm trying to like narrow it down to another one. I want to put up a bunch of shelves and stuff and narrow it down to 1 unit, which would make more sense. In between that time, I had really wanted to open a shop, but there were so many people who just sold retail that opened shops in the area. I think there was like 15 shops that opened up in Denver that all they sell is retail. So they're card shops that have a lot of their own flip stuff. And I just thought the market, there's too many fish out there right now. Okay, let's see. How many cards in a pack? 10 picture cards. That's really weird, though. It says 3 puzzle pieces and 10 picture cards. There's only 1 puzzle piece, so looks like the pack is an error, an uncorrected error. Unless they count the individual. Oh, yeah, they count the individual pieces. So it's on 1 thing, and it's 3 pieces. Gotta love it. Billy Ripken, Gary Carter, Mike Pagliarulo and Randy Johnson again. So yeah, we got the same ones out of here. Last 4 packs. What's going on, Titus? All right. Appreciate everybody hanging out. And as I said before, like I'll put up the new giveaway information here. I'm going to just redo that probably by the end of the week. Just kind of rethinking the whole thing and how I'm going to do it. There's Cecil Fielder, who he had his time in the spotlight as well. Shout out to Lisa Z on that one. Marquise Grissom, Cal Ripken All-Star, and Phil Plantier. I don't know if that might be the first that we got of him. So the set should be complete. Yeah, Dave Stewart was a scary pitcher. And I always thought that was part of his shtick, was to just not smile because, in his mind, maybe it showed weakness to do that. So he was always looking like he was a grouch or, definitely probably has like only a few cards where he's smiling. That was the same for John Smiley, though. And I think that was more of he didn't want to look ironic, which I get. David Cohn, and we got a Brian Harper, Diamond Kings, for the Twins. So the reason that he got this is he hit 294 in 479 at-bats. He got 42 doubles and 207 total bases. So that was kind of how people would get Diamond Kings back then. Definitely the MLB wasn't full of stars. It had its stars. I think the parity is definitely different now. Nope, no gum. So the first year in 1980, or yeah, I think it was 81, Donruss and or Fleer, I think they both had gum in their stuff, but they had to stop that because Topps sued them. So they went to the puzzle pieces, and that's why Fleer went to stickers. It wasn't like they just wanted to be different. They wanted to get into the market for kids, and they did want to put gum in there, but somehow Topps was able to get the courts to get them to stop. And I'm sure at the time, both Donruss and Fleer were too small to actually put up a fight. So I don't know how the litigation played out. I should do a video on that sometime, explaining it. Kind of like the gaming historian. I wanted to do like a series and have like card stuff in it. So I'm going to actually start that, writing it down now. Because otherwise I'll forget. So 1 pack to go. I don't know if you can actually see it when you hit it, but it doesn't look good. I don't see anything in there right now. Tim Leary, Ken Griffey was on the top there, Tommy Gregg, and Bobby Thigpen. So that is our first. So we're now 0 for 1. We still might get another sniff, but who knows? Like I was saying, I do have one more 91 Series 1. I have 2 more Series 2. I have 4 more of the 92, both the Series 1 and Series 2, which are like differentiated by blue and red, and a few other years that I plan to open over time, doing some streams here and there. Yeah, John, I think so too. I would really, like to get into that, because not only that, but like the history of the card companies and how there's different iterations of those companies now, and what happened to the previous companies when they had their IP bought up by, like Fleer being having their IP bought up by Upper Deck, and Panini buying all of the Pacific names, or at least most of the Pacific names. And then Leaf went back, even though it's a completely new Donruss. Donruss isn't around. That company, the new Leaf, bought up a ton of the old Donruss names, but I think mostly just the Leaf ones. So, what's going on, Adam? Theo, Parker, John, Titus, Clinton, Fraylin, Henry, Doc. I want to thank you all for hanging out, and Johnny and John. I appreciate everybody doing that, and I'll have more of the same content here later, not live, obviously, for opening new stuff, but I think I'm going to definitely do lives for the old stuff, because it's a lot of fun to interact with everybody when I'm opening that. What's going on, Zach? Yeah, Fraylin, I like Leaf and the Donruss stuff a lot. I mean, Donruss, you think about the football and even the baseball, there are some really iconic products that they did. I want to say that they were the first to actually do stickers, which like kind of freaked people out a little bit because they didn't like it. But I actually enjoy with the stickers they did, which were the holographic ones. So I think autographs look pretty cool on the holographic stickers. Yeah, Theo, seeing O-Pee-Chee under Upper Deck is just wild too. Yeah, Topps had the rights, but when it came up, they just didn't want to do anything with it for some odd reason. I think they just wanted to get out of in their mind, the Canadian market, but I don't think they thought about how much the retro market would affect the current market. Seems like an issue. But then again, I do think that they just haven't had a lot of money to do anything with, and that's why, the baseball license was bought out so quickly by Fanatics, and they just didn't have enough to bid against it. Well, especially for the number that Fanatics put in. That was a heck of a number. If anything, they actually overpaid for it, but being that they won't actually take over for 4 years, it's probably going to be right on for the market value. Oh, that'd be really cool, Theo. Let it keep us updated. Make a video of it. Love to see it. Anytime that people take cards and make them into something completely different, it's pretty cool. I remember seeing, like, during the junk wax era, someone actually did make a home using part of the cards. Like they mashed up the cards, and then in doing that, they were. What's up, Lance? I saw you just joined. They mashed up the cards. They made like a slurry, and they used that as like stucco on the walls of like an eco house. They took tires and they shredded that up as well, and used it for like another thing. I forget what it was. I think the water end card was the stucco, and then the regular shredded was like insulation. But it's a pretty cool idea.
That sounds cool. Whatever you're talking about.
Yeah, it was just talking about how someone took, during the junk wax era, they took cards and they used it in a house they built, like an eco-friendly house. Like using like, I remember when I watched it, I was like, okay, that kind of sucks. What if you took like an expensive card and did that? But They probably weren't taking any expensive cards and doing that.
It's possible. There probably some of them probably just might have got in there somehow.
So you missed it. I've already ripped it, and I was actually gonna jump off here in a little bit, but
All right, good. I just came to check on you. I was asleep, you know.
I did give you a call, but I figured that you probably didn't hear it or you ignored it.
I most likely I didn't hear it. I haven't even looked yet. I just was like, holy shit, it's 7:50. I better go. So I jumped on here as fast as I could.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah, congrats to those Braves fans per chat. Yeah, you guys are division leading.
Oh, man.
So it was what, the Mets and them were fighting back and forth?
Sure. That's what it was when I looked last time.
Yeah. What are your guys' predictions for the playoffs? Lance, do you have any?
I don't know. I'm more worried about. I've been keeping up with trying to see who I think is going to win the Rookie of the Year.
Oh, well, who do you think?
Well, I don't know. It's a toss up right now because I was totally on Julio. You know, I was on the Julio train. But right now it's looking like I don't know. It's going to be hard because Michael Harris from the Braves actually has. I think it's like 4.2 or 4.3 WAR, and he's got really like similar stats almost to Julio with like a lot less at bats. It seems.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it the it's the writers who vote on it just the same as all of the awards, right? Or is it
100% sure.
So let's see. Some people are saying Braves. And it'd be nice to see them to go in the playoffs again. Then we got Dodgers, Astros, and Dodgers. So Theo says J-Rod, Rookie of the Year. Tons of hype around him. So he's a man in your corner, Lance.
Yeah, I hope so. Don't get me wrong. I hope he wins, but I don't know. I think it depends on quite a few things. Oh shit.
Yeah, it would be nice to see the Braves do it again. Especially because they won't have all of the players that helped out during that time, and then hopefully Cunha will actually be able to play too. But I think that they lost a bunch of people, not a bunch, but some of the contributors in free agency, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see for sure.
I know they got rid of Solaire. They got rid of Jock Peterson. They got rid of.
And those guys contributed big time in their wins.
Especially Solaire, I feel like was popping off home runs like crazy.
So was Jock. Don't you remember the whole pearl necklace thing? Oh, can you remove that person? Or can somebody who's
Yeah, I'm not even in the YouTube thing, but I can get on there. What do you need?
Here we go.
Got it.
I just noticed that I hadn't given moderator to everybody. So if you guys want to share your links, please do.
I need to. I was gonna do those boxes for videos. I need to get up and go do that.
What were you gonna? Oh yeah, are you planning on doing that later or what?
I don't know
Let
what
people know.
I mean, if I get it, I'm gonna do stuff. If anything, I might just wait until tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a live or something. I'm still not completely, I guess, 100%. I still feel like I'm out of it all the time with my back or whatever's going on too.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I don't know if it's the medicine and stuff I'm taking, whatever. I just feel like I'm always in and out, either sleeping or something.
This is so weird. I'm trying to give people mod status and it won't let me. What did I do wrong?
I don't remember, brother. What's everybody else doing?
Mountain family was just getting back home. You know, he had the issue with the fires in the area.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I had not heard from anybody else.
I was just saying if you knew who was hurt.
They're ditching.
It's all good. I showed up. I wanted you to know at least I wasn't ditching you.
I appreciate that, brother. All right, well, I'll go ahead and end this, and I will catch you all in the next video, which I'll probably just do one a week. So I'm going to switch it up and probably have Series 2, 1991 Donruss, so we can get some different players.
If anybody said hi to me too, by the way, I'm so sorry. I haven't even looked at the comments. So hi everybody from Lance. sorry, Hobby. I feel bad. I just saw it.
Yeah. But I appreciate everybody showing up. I'm like trying to like end the thing, and you're just
keep going.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. Thanks so much, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.
Bye, y'all.